Ivy League students have elite professors. Private libraries, research databases, study groups. Special forces trainees have mud, sleep deprivation, and instructors screaming in their face. Guess who learns faster? Harvard gives you extensions. Special forces gives you consequences. Most people think intelligence wins. Wrong. Pressure wins. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 3 training rules special forces use to compress years of learning into months. And once you see it, your old study habits will look embarrassing. Chapter 1. Stress locks memory. Most students study in comfort. Warm room, coffee, music. Phone nearby. Feels productive. It's useless. The Yerkes-Dodson law discovered in 1908 shows something brutal. Performance increases with stress up to a point. Too little stress, you're bored. Too much, you panic. But right in the middle peak in coding. Special forces train in that middle zone constantly. Not chaos, controlled discomfort. Cold water, time pressure, physical fatigue. Why? Because mild stress releases norepinephrine, a neurochemical that flags information as important. Translation: your brain hits the save button harder. You cram peacefully, they learn under pressure. Guess whose brain thinks the material matters more? Here's what average students do. Read notes, highlight, reread, feels smooth. Robert Bjork calls this the illusion of competence. It's fake progress. Special forces don't reread manuals. They simulate missions, navigation at night, weapon assembly under time limits, medical drills while exhausted, retrieval under stress. A 2011 study in psychological science showed that retrieval practice dramatically improves long-term retention compared to passive review. Reading is input, testing is encoding. If your studying feels calm and easy, you're not building durability. Here's your version. Add friction. Set a timer. Stand while studying. Do 20 push-ups before recall. Answer questions without notes. Make it slightly uncomfortable. Not dramatic, just enough that your brain pays attention. But here's the problem though. Stress alone won't make you elite. Chapter 2. Train the weak link, not the whole system. Most people practice the whole skill. Read the whole chapter. Solve mixed problems. Redo entire lectures. Feels comprehensive. It's lazy. Anders Ericsson, who studied elite performers for decades, found that improvement comes from deliberate practice, isolating specific weaknesses, and attacking them directly. Special forces break everything into components. Room clearing first footwork, then angles, then communication, then timing. They don't run the entire mission repeatedly hoping it gets better. They identify the failure point and drill it. Most students avoid weak areas. Bad at math proofs. They review what they already understand. Bad at public speaking. They practice alone instead of live. Comfort equals stagnation. Special forces instructors hunt weaknesses. Miss one radio call sign. You repeat it 50 times. Slow at map reading. You navigate until it's automatic. Immediate feedback. Instant correction. No ego. That's the difference. You practice what feels good. You practice what feels terrible. Here's how to apply it. After every study session, ask one question. What almost broke me? That's your drill target tomorrow. If you struggle to recall definitions, drill retrieval. If you confuse 2 concepts, build contrast charts. If you froze during practice problems, simulate more timed sets. Do not practice the whole chapter. Practice the crack in the wall. But here's the thing though. Even deliberate practice fails if your brain is overloaded. Chapter 3. Cognitive load is the silent killer. Your working memory is tiny. George Miller called it the magical number 7. 7 items, that's it. You try to hold 20, you fail. Special forces reduce cognitive load aggressively. They use checklists, standard operating procedures, clear frameworks. Atul Gawande wrote an entire book about this, the Checklist Manifesto. Elite performers don't rely on memory alone. They externalize structure. Students think using structure is cheating. Wrong, it's optimization. When learning something complex, compress it. Instead of memorizing 15 scattered facts, group them into one pattern. Instead of random formulas, build one decision tree. Chunking reduces cognitive load. Novices see noise, experts see patterns. That's not talent, that's organization. Here's your move. After learning something new, force yourself to compress it into one diagram, one framework, or one page. If you can't compress it, you don't understand it. But here's the brutal truth. Most of you aren't failing because you're stupid. You're failing because you're soft. You study in comfort, you avoid weaknesses, you overload your brain. You never simulate pressure. Special forces compress learning because they add controlled stress. Drill weak links, reduce cognitive load. And they repeat it daily. Spaced repetition isn't optional. Hermann Ebbinghaus proved you forget most information within days without review. Special forces retrain core skills constantly. Not yearly, not monthly. Daily microdrills, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Consistency beats intensity. 1 hour of focused retrieval under slight pressure beats 5 hours of passive review. Always, but here's the final problem though. You can train like special forces. You can add stress, isolate weaknesses, compress information. But if your dopamine system is fried from constant scrolling, your focus window is microscopic. You can't endure discomfort if your baseline is comfort addiction. That's why I made this video breaking down exactly how to reset your dopamine system, so discomfort becomes your advantage. It works scary fast. Watch it next.